Good afternoon. Here it is, September, almost October. The summer's gone, and we're back here again with our wellness gathering. And we are presenting a new version of it rather than taking ownership. We're going to call it Taking Responsibility of Well-Being through the principles of core alignment. And today we're going to be focusing on making use of time. And we've got our host, Lynne Hilderman, who's the specialist in core alignment clearing coach and emotional wisdom training, leading the session. Lynne, you can take it away.
Right. Well, welcome back. It's so nice to see everybody. And yes, so we are going to embark upon the next 9 weeks of focusing on moving and making the best use of time through taking more responsibility for our health and our wellness. And we were discussing how we were going to go forward, and I was kind of feeling into the concept of what we've been focusing on, and for some reason responsibility popped as opposed to ownership, because I think we have this ability to respond to our environment, to our health, to what we're choosing, and making the best choices for our bodies and our minds and our spirits. And so today we're going to be looking at creating an intention, because it's always good to have an intention for what we would be wanting to do this for. And we're going to start with a question, and a question that anyone, anywhere, anytime can answer. And we're going to be taking an outside observer position on answering the questions and going with the first thing that pops up. So the question for today is, tell us something you've been spending a lot of time doing. And so you're going to say your name, say where you are, and if you want to repeat the question, and go with the first thing that comes to mind. So my name is Lynne, and I'm in Calgary, Alberta. And something that I have been spending a lot of time doing, lately, the last little bit, I've been getting up early and walking, because the sun is now starting to get up later. It's much easier to get up before the sun rises, and I've been out walking and enjoying the sunrise, which is really, I think it's sort of one of the best times of day is to see the sun come over the horizon, especially here in Alberta, where it's fairly flat when you face east. It's not so mountainous like when you face west. So that's what I've been spending a lot of time doing. Olive?
My name is Olive, and I'm in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And what have I been spending a lot of time doing? This summer, I've been spending a lot of time driving back and forth to my cabin at Waka Lake. It's only an hour drive, but it seems like a long drive some days. And I've been doing some maintenance out there. I've been doing some painting. I had some work done on the trim that I didn't want to paint. Yeah, doing a little maintenance. Maybe I should do some self-maintenance now that I think about it. This is my self-maintenance.
Awesome. Well, welcome back. It's nice to hear where you've had your attention. Madeline?
My name's Madeline. I am also in Calgary, and what I have spent my time doing lately, well, I've been reading lots, just reading, enjoying reading, sitting out in the sun, reading, sitting inside reading. It's like I am developing a reading muscle that I am getting extremely fit with. So that's what I've been doing a lot of.
So, Dawn Marie?
Hi, I'm Dawn Marie, and I am from Sacramento, California. And what I have been spending a lot of time on here lately is my health. I recently realized that I was having hot flashes. And I didn't know what they were. I knew that, I heard people say you had hot flashes, and I just thought maybe I was one of the lucky ones who it would bypass at this stage of my life. And now it's full blown. And so I was waking up having hot flashes, and I've always been one to want to heal myself on a natural level. So I seeked out the support of a gal who has a health food store. She's I guess, a retired nurse practitioner and has done some extensive studying on naturopathic ways to heal yourself. And so she has a little store that's not that far from me. And so I thought I'd stop in there one day and visit with her. And the building was all closed off, and she had a fire in her store, and was setting up her new location in her back suites. So I happened to catch her at the right time where we could sit down and have an open discussion about me. And so she told me that there were some things that were triggering it, like an imbalance in my hormone levels, which of course that's the deciding factor. So we talked, and she ended up referring me to a product to take, which it took a while for me to get it, but once I got it and got it into my system, the hot flashes have ceased. And I am so grateful for that opportunity to self-discover that, because my mother never sat down and talked to us about what happens in life. And so to be able to be on this journey to wellness, she was very, very helpful. And then my doctor talked to me about cholesterol. And so I have been working on that. And this gal was able to refer me to a product called red rice yeast, which would help to lower my cholesterol, my LDLs. And so I'm like, okay, I think I'm on the right path to healing myself. So that's what I've been spending a lot of time with here lately.
Very cool. Awesome. Gathering information and supporting yourself and taking responsibility, right? It's like something's got to change. All right, Lorraine.
Okay, I'm Lorraine, and I'm in Wausau, British Columbia, in the East Kootenays. This is our new digs. We moved here this summer, and I've had the opportunity of moving out of a trailer after 12 years into a brand new module home. You can see the kitchen, and down the hall, that right down here is the bedroom window, and we're living in pine trees. So I've been spending a lot of time focusing on moving and organizing and defragmenting and throwing and letting go and packing and finding things to put in little baskets so I know where they are. Anyway, that's what I've been, and we still got long way to go, but we're very, very grateful that we're living in a brand new place.
Awesome. So awesome. Well, so great to be back here and, taking time to, have a weekly check-in and to create some intentions and to, keep putting one foot in front of the other and seeing what can be created as we make better use or making use of time. We're going to be moving through different concepts of time and what we do with time. And so the first thing, that we can look at is we have this ability to look back and we have this ability to create more. And so there's also the principle of how our past supports our future. By when we do look back and see where we've been, we can often gather more information from the past and have that intention going forward to create something different. So what would be an intention that you would like to set as we move into this next 9 weeks of looking at time? Dawn Marie?
I think the intention that I'm going to set is being authentic. The last session, I was getting to know people, and I thought I was being authentic, and, not knowing people, I didn't know how much to share and what to share and should I share and all of those things. But this season, I feel like I'm more settled, I'm more comfortable. I know the ladies in the group, and I feel that I could be a little bit more authentic. And so that's what I'm going to work on, not only with you all, but in my overall well-being with others. So
Awesome. Awesome. Madeline?
I think what I will say here is what I would like to set as an intention. And it's a phrase I heard when I was listening to some Abraham podcasts, or I'm not quite sure where I heard it, but she talked about emotional comfort regardless of the condition. And that just really hit me, because that's not comfort like in terms of your environment. It's how you are being with others and yourself. And so I'm gonna work toward that. That's my intention.
Olive?
Well, I think my previous statement kind of triggered an idea in my head. My goal will be self-maintenance, looking after my health and well-being.
So your health and your well-being continued, or?
Yeah.
I didn't, it kind of cut out, so I
Sorry, self-maintenance.
So, thank you. Thank you. Lorraine?
Well, what I'm going to focus on with my attention on just continuing on to enjoy what I've got here. And now that I feel less cluttered and I'm getting better sleep, I think just focusing on every day meeting the day with good intentions of doing things and being productive. And I'm quite excited about that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's see. We've got some really awesome things to focus on. I mean, I think this plays into this theme of making the best use of time and what we do with our time and how we can be very precise. So my intention for the next 9 weeks is to, well, reacquaint myself with the principles of this work. It plays into a lot of what everybody has said, in the sense of being able to enjoy myself, to have good intentions, to, be more emotionally wise or have a more emotional comfort, regardless what's going on. And that working on that authenticity of, showing up as I am and accepting myself more as who I am and sharing that with others. And also just looking at time and what we do with time, and actually looking at the value of how intention really forms so much. It kind of creates a target that we can focus on. And so when you look back on the past, what's an obstacle that you've had to face in the past? Lorraine?
What's an obstacle that I had to face?
Yes.
Well, I've got a lot of obstacles I had to face, but looking back, they weren't really obstacles. Of course, just recently, the biggest obstacle is my mobility, and so I'm dealing with that. But other than that, I don't. Yeah, the word obstacle isn't that big in my thing. It was just a life experience, and you learn to problem solve, find a solution, and go with it, and accept it as a learning experience. So
Awesome. How about you, Madeline? What's an obstacle you had to face in the past?
I think one of my bigger obstacles that I've had to face and change is asking for help. I think that has not been easy for me because I think I can do it myself. Not always, I can't always do it myself. I need others to, influence me. So I would say that I've gotten better at asking for help and being more open to what suggestions might be coming from, and receiving that information, because asking for it isn't all of it. It's like, and receiving it too. So I think I'm better at that.
Yeah,
Getting
totally.
better every day, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Dawn Marie?
The biggest obstacle that I've had to face over the past 4 weeks is I put on an event online with my business called Dry Bones Consulting. And it was a art-based event that I spent like 6 months prepping for the event, sending out my notices, following up, getting my artists, getting input from people that sometimes wasn't what I needed, but anyways, it ended up being a very small group of individuals that showed up and paid to attend the event. And I was a little disheartened because I had put in so much work to create the event, spending time with, doing everything that needed to be done. But today or tomorrow is the last day. It was a 4-week session where we got online to be led by an artist to create. It's called Unlocking the Awareness to Your Creativity. And tomorrow is the final day. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to do the 4 weeks, even with the small group. But it was very eye-opening for the individuals that did attend. And so I took that. It was an obstacle to put it out there and to see the results, but it was a learning experience because I did it. And I thought that, at least I put the effort into making it happen. So on to the next. So that was my obstacle.
Awesome. And I think obstacles often help us move, like, we do face obstacles all the time when we want to move forward, right? Or sometimes those obstacles are there to help us learn or show our fortitude. Yeah. How about you, Olive?
I think the biggest obstacle that I've dealt with probably my whole life is that I'm a procrastinator. And sometimes I procrastinate and things solve themselves, but sometimes I procrastinate and I end up scrambling and in a panic to get done what I need to get done. So yes, procrastination is a curse in my life.
Awesome. Yes. Well, an obstacle that I have had to face, similar maybe to Olive, is I can easily, I think with summer, like different seasons, have me sitting back more and just kind of going with the flow and not really taking any responsibility for doing anything, it can be yeah. And then there's that feeling, oh, I got to do something that I haven't done. And so, yeah, so the obstacles that I've had to face in my past has been, well, a lot of just showing up for things that I may have said I was going to show up for, but then lost track of myself and finding a text or something that I should have responded to somebody, or putting things off, and yeah, being somewhat, I don't know, caught up in the moment and caught up in time and not really looking at, what actually is needing to be done in the moment. So the intention, so we are setting an intention for the next 9 weeks. We are going to be looking at different concepts around time and all these, it's going to help us to ask for more help. It's going to help us to receive the help. I mean, often I might ask for help, but then am I able to receive it? And what does it mean to receive? I mean, similar to Lorraine, receiving the abundance that's coming in, it's such an amazing thing. I just think, wow, what else is possible when we really know what we want and what we want it for, and set an intention to just ask for it. Even I might not know how it's going to show up. And it's never really about the how, it's more about the intention and having that inner intention, so that Madeline and I have been reading this amazing book about inner and outer intention that I don't even know if we could really explain what it is, but nonetheless, it starts with inner intention and having a target. And it could be looked at as a goal, but really it's just sort of that fundamental, what is it that I really want to get out of these next 9 weeks? And what might I want to create with what I get out of it, and how can that support my life and my living and my family and the things that are important to me. And so I look forward to us exploring this and gathering all kinds of information from each other. So what will you take with you from this conversation that will support you until we talk again, Dawn Marie?
Taking responsibility for the things that are challenging, for the things that come easy, for the intention that I set, being mindful of that and staying focused with it.
Mm-hmm. Madeline?
What I will take with me that will support me until we talk again? Well, certainly the camaraderie. It's lovely to talk with everyone again and be sharing our thoughts. And I think the responsibility to ourselves is what I will take away. Everyone has very prominent thoughts on how it fills them up, as it were, and that I will take with me and think on until we talk again.
Awesome. Lorraine?
What I'll take away from this conversation until we meet again is the fact that we're here and we're smiling at each other, and it gives me warm feelings, warm thoughts to be part of a group and an afternoon of discussion, and it's very encouraging. So thank you.
Olive?
What I will take from today's session is what a big part this is of my mental health. Over the summer, I noticed how much I missed these conversations. And I'm just glad to be back with this group.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, yes, what I will take with me is, what's come up for me just in hearing everybody is one of the principles of core alignment is aligning the conscious body, mind, with the unconscious past thoughts, feelings, and emotions and experiences that we've all had, with our heart, and that our unconscious heart space that was here before we arrived in our mother's womb. And so these conversations really are what they call core alignment, where we are bringing together the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious all together. And that actually helps our intuition to be more honed and it's, I don't know if you've all heard of Heart Math, but Heart Math is an institute down in California, and they've done resonance on, when we're really tuned into ourselves, they can measure it. But core alignment coaching is one of the things that have been endorsed by Heart Math in creating more resonance in our beings. As we support each other in gathering more information just through simple intentional conversations. And we're in every conversation, we're setting the space, we're setting an intention, we're gathering more information by sharing with each other, and then completing the conversation in a very intentional way. So what will you take with you from this conversation that will support you for the rest of your life, Dawn Marie?
What I will take away from this conversation that will support me for the rest of my life will be consistency, being consistent at a opportunity when it presents itself. Sometimes, we can get so busy that our plates are really full and we're trying to decide, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? But I think for me, being consistent with this simple intention of being able to have this conversation with you ladies is also important to my overall well-being. So that's what I think I'm going to carry for the rest of my life, that I met up with a group of women that was very intentional, that I saw things happening for them. And it was a wonderful experience. It's been a wonderful experience.
Awesome. Thank you. Madeline, what will you take?
What I will take with me that will support me for the rest of my life. Well, the opportunity to have the discipline to set intention, because we kind of let that kind of stuff slide in our lives easily. I do. And supporting each other, I think, is what I will take with me, the support that we share. So that's really good. Yeah.
Olive?
I will take with me for the rest of my life the importance of balance, of nurturing your physical health and your mental health.
Awesome. Lorraine?
Okay, what I'll take away will support me for the rest of my life from this conversation. I think it's just to have the knowledge that we've got a venue and something to keep us stimulated to continue on a path of well-being, and the responsibility of that we have to ourselves and to our relationships with others. And I think that's what I'll take from this conversation for the rest of my life. So it's been a blast.
Awesome. Well, what I will take with me that'll support me for the rest of my life, so much amazingness, so many virtues that pop through in everybody's shares, and I look forward to more conversations, and really it's sort of like a little mini mastermind is what I call it, because I think somewhere the Great One comes in and supports us all through really showing the truth of really what's available, to us, and knowing what we want and asking for it. That great mystery is there for us all. So the consistency, the discipline, the support, the balance, the emotional comfort, asking for what we want, and the authenticity, and having fun and having some good laughs. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Lynn, and thank you, ladies, for coming, and we'll see you next Monday.